So, Jisoo, I'd like to ask this. You have years of experience with the NSA and IC, but you also are a certified fitness instructor. How do those two fit together? And why did you choose to pursue both?
So as different as the field is, there's a lot of similarities in both industry that I really feel like it is based on perseverance and discipline. And just like in the fitness industry, like you don't see any results overnight, right? And sometimes like you're doing all this work methodically, you have a plan for the workouts as well as fitness, but you don't see results for a very, very long time, which is very frustrating. But then you start really seeing it and it really gives you the motivation to keep going. But the reason I really got into it is because when I was working in NSA as a civilian, I worked with a lot of military members because it was a joint services environment as well as ex-military. So naturally, really like a safe topic to discuss on our kind of like shooting the breeze times would be like a fitness, right? So in the beginning, I was a young mom, when I started my career in the intelligence community. So I was just basically like young mom who wanted to really get fit and get my energy back. I was like really surviving on very little hours of sleep. So I was like, I had really fortunately lost almost all of my weight just through like a breastfeeding, but I was still struggling with the energy and balancing the proverbial work-life balance. So I would sometimes ask advice from like my coworkers who were ex-military or the military. So they would like throw this kind of like, hey, why don't you try this workout? Or why don't you join us for this workout? We're going out for a run and things like that. And so I would join for like a couple a week with them when they were doing their mandatory boot camps or their own discipline ones. So I really started getting really into it and started finding my own biorhythm. But really started seeing the similarities between the both industry. It's like really hard work sometimes is unrecognized, right? Like, so especially when you're on your own fitness journey, it's like your own journey, nobody else's. So only you know yourself, just like how you are progressing. And in the intelligence community, so many things are things that we can't talk about outside of the community, right? Especially our jobs and things like that, because they're all classified by nature. So we have a lot of like this dissociated um, frustration between not being able to share our true work self with kind of like outside of community work self. So there needed to be kind of like an outlet. And for me, like a fitness became kind of like an outlet to channel it out. So I could be kind of like healthy both inside and out. So then in 2016, 2017, 18, I really started looking into becoming more professionalized. And then once the pandemic hit, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to really go all full dive into it. I was able to teach virtual fitness classes and offer services for Air Force bases throughout the Kona side. So I taught like virtual classes ranging from boot camp all the way to like Pilates, like a mat Pilates, like a lots of like at-home workouts that we all remember doing during the pandemic. So I was able to teach that via Zoom and Facebook Live and things like that.
Awesome. I think that's great. And it's great that you are able to do two things, right? Some of us feel like we can only choose one, but really if we decide to, we can do both, right?
Yeah.
And they're
Mhm.
both industries, there's a set of discipline that we have to, follow through to get the results, right?